Hey there, I am Rob Nunnery, and you are at this week's article of the shortlist. Thank you for being here. The title of this week's article is A Cane Should Be Enough. She survived more than most people ever will. A man at airport security made her prove it in front of a line of strangers. And what this is about is essentially Danélle and I took a trip to the Seychelles. That's where I'm recording this from right now. I wrote this in the airport on our way on the hop from Mahe, which is the main airport in the Seychelles, to a little island called Platte Island. It is run by Waldorf Astoria Hilton, and they have the whole island basically. So you have to fly in a little plane. They have a landing strip that runs through the center of the island, and it's just a really, really cool, unique place, great getaway. And we are doing this as our kind of official honeymoon that gets us out of the country. We did a small little trip right after we had our marriage ceremony, about an hour outside of George to a place called Plettenberg Bay. And this is more of our official getaway for a week plus. And we are here until July 4th, and then we head back to South Africa. But this is just sharing a little bit of what happened on our journey from George to the Seychelles. So let's get into it. We're on our way to the Seychelles. It's our proper honeymoon, a week on a small island, a trip we've been looking forward to for a while. I almost didn't want to go. And that's a new feeling for me. I've spent a lot of the last decade getting on planes. But George feels like home now. I've got a routine, I've got the fireplace and the mountains, and most importantly, a loving home. When it came time to pack for a week away, I was excited for the trip and genuinely bummed to be leaving the house. And that told me a lot about how right George feels. The morning was already hectic. We got to the George airport late, and they told us it was too late to check the bag, and we had to get on a later flight or send it as cargo. Neither option's great. But some kindness and some sweet talking got it onto the flight. We almost missed it, which would have blown our connection in Johannesburg. Danélle gets anxious flying already, and she's on her feet a lot, so travel is tough on her body before anything else goes wrong. But we made the flight. We got to Johannesburg with a long layover and a 5-hour leg to the Seychelles after that. Then we hit security in Johannesburg. Danélle walks with a limp and uses a cane, especially when she knows there's going to be a lot of walking, which an airport is. A man at the checkpoint came up and told her she had to take it back to the check-in counter and check the cane as baggage, which insane. I jumped in. I said, she needs it to walk. Why would she have a cane with her if she didn't need it? That's so dumb. He said he watched her take a couple steps back earlier in the line without it, so she obviously doesn't need it every step so she can check it. If Danélle doesn't use the cane, her leg becomes very painful and very sore, so she uses it as much as she can. If she needs to get something out of her bag, for example, yeah, she can stand and take a step or two without it. But his mind was already made up. He kept tapping on the cane and telling her she had to go check it. She finally said, "What do you want me to do? Show you my leg?" And then she did. She was wearing white pants, and she pulled up the white pants leg over her white leg and in the middle of the line in front of everybody and showed him the scars. They had to cut open her entire right leg and put a titanium bone in it. Same with the hip. The scar runs the full length of the inside of the thigh, down past her knee, and also along the outside from her right glute, kind of hip area, down to basically her knee. It's not subtle scars. And her muscle is much weaker on the right because they had to remove a lot of it to get the titanium femur in, essentially. But his face went white. He said, okay, fine, fine. And then he let the cane through. He never apologized. And when I said all of this was unbelievable, that this is incredibly rude, he said he was just doing his job. But he didn't ask a single question. He decided a 100-pound woman with a cane was trying to get away with something and made her undress part of herself in front of strangers to have proof she wasn't. Danélle had stage 4 osteosarcoma. They found it when she was 17 when her femur snapped while she was dancing with her sister. Bone cancer, stage 4 at 17. She went into a trial with a group of other people who had it. Out of that group, she's the only one who lived. She had close friends in it who didn't. She wasn't supposed to make it either. It was supposed to extend her life a little bit, but she's still here. And that was 14 years ago, and it hasn't really stopped since. 5 hip replacements, more than 30 surgeries now, and still counting. Because when you fuse titanium into bone, it causes its own issues and pain. The connections wear off and come apart eventually. And there's no quick fix. You can't just go in and quickly fix that. It's a full surgery every single time. And at this point, she's spent quite literally years of her life in hospitals. And not only that, she lives with real pain every single day. She has never once gotten to be just done with it. She told me after that people have no idea how hard it's been, and she's grateful for the leg most of the time because it did save her life. After security at Johannesburg, you go straight into immigration. The line is really long. We were standing in it. Danélle was still shaken when a woman, maybe mid-30s, came up, tapped her on the shoulder. Her eyes seemed a little teary, and she just said, I just wanted to tell you that you are absolutely gorgeous. And Danélle almost burst into tears because she was so down on herself at that point. She gave her a huge hug and said, "Thank you. You have no idea how much I needed that." And I don't know for sure if the woman saw what happened at security. I think she did. She didn't say anything about it. She just walked up to a stranger in a long airport line and told her she was beautiful at the exact moment she needed to hear it. Danélle could take advantage of all of it: the wheelchair, the priority line, the disabled parking. She qualifies for every bit of it because it's created for people like her, and uses none of it because she thinks other people need it more. I fight her on a lot of that. Her answer is, what if someone's actually in a wheelchair and can't walk at all? She asked for nothing she's entitled to, and at this checkpoint in Johannesburg, she got told she had to prove it in front of a line of strangers just for using a cane to walk in the exact same line and have the exact same weight as everyone else. And I don't think this makes him a bad person. He saw a small woman take a couple steps without her cane and decided that was the whole story. If he knew the rest of it, the cancer at 17, the friends from the trial who didn't make it, the loss she's experienced, the 30 plus surgeries, the pain she's in literally every single day while standing and choosing to stand in the same line as everyone else, I think he'd have been the one crying. He just never took the time to really see her or ask. I'm writing this from the airport in the Seychelles. We landed late last night, stayed near the airport, and right now we're waiting on the small flight to the island this morning. Danelle's next to me. She slept really hard. It was a long day of travel. The hardest part of the trip's behind us, and the good part is just an hour away. The next time someone in front of you is moving a little slower than you like, or sitting in a seat you don't think they need, or holding up the line, give them the few seconds that man didn't give my wife. You have no idea what they've already lived through to even be standing there at all. Rob. The shortlist is brought to you by a paid partnership with Stealth Belt. I work with Stealth Belt and I wear one every single day. It holds my ostomy bag tight and flat against my body, so I'm not thinking about it. Whether I'm on a court, on a plane, standing in security line, getting unzipped at Johannesburg. This week in the Seychelles, I'll have it on to swim, to play pickleball, and paddle on holiday. It's the one piece of gear that has quite literally made the biggest difference for me. And if you or someone you love is figuring out life with an ostomy, it's a great place to start. You can go to stealthbelt.org. I am Rob Nunnery, and you have been listening to The Shortlist. If you don't, please subscribe at robnunnery.substack.com. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next week.